Hey, Shaquille Madjouri here for MMA Mania with the California Kid, Urijah Faber, at the first ever Kinektic event, Grappling, 5-on-5 submission. Tell me, this isn't the first time we've seen this sort of format, quintet, something you were involved in. How much inspiration did you draw from that, and what's the market like for these multi-man grappling tournaments?
Yeah, I got to participate in the quintet. Chael Sonnen's done the team grappling for a lot of years now, 7 years. And, I wasn't the brainchild of this event in particular. I was brought in once the thing was rolling a little bit to add a business eye, to add some expertise, to give some little tweaks. But I was happy to add value, and I will be moving forward, working on making this thing the best event in the world. So I can't take credit, of course, for thinking the thing up, but I'm happy to be part of it, and I'll be moving forward with a bunch of input and a bunch of cool things that are going to play out over the event of having this show for a long time, hopefully.
Tell me a little bit about this insight shoot that you did with Mike Tyson. What was it like? Iron Mike, a legend in the game. To get to sit down with him and pick his brain a little bit, what was that whole experience like?
That was awesome. So Insight is a program that we're just starting out on, and Tyson being my first guest was amazing. I mean, I've got so much respect for the guy, but he's also got such a crazy history where people, we're all against him and they're all with him and they're cheering for him and this and that. To see him just be a champion in life and go through the negative and the positive and continue to do new things is pretty cool. And so I got to pick his brain a little bit and hear some of his philosophy about life. And he said something was really cool that I'm, if you check in when Insight's put out, and he just said, man, he goes, we get to live for free. He goes, what better deal is there than that? He goes, I don't care if you've got no legs and you can't see it, you can't do anything, you get to live. Like, what kind of gift is that? And that's kind of his mentality. And that was, of course, he's smoking a blunt and he's got this big business thing he's going through, but just the general positivity through a world of savage ups and downs was pretty cool to hear, and I look forward to having people watch that as well.
So tell me a little bit more about Insight moving forward. What's that release going to look like? How often are you planning on doing it?
I actually have been booking some really good talent. I'm trying to get, I want to get some of my favorite people, Rob Dyrdek and, cool. Kelly Slater, and I just had Zlatan. I had an interaction with Zlatan. We're trying to set up an interview with him. Just get some heavy hitters that are standouts in their industry, and businessmen on top of athletes and just worldly people. So the list goes on. I've got a lot of folks slated, and so just don't have an execution date as far as when we're going to release, but it's coming soon.
Well, and I commend you on it, because anytime that we can sort of cross MMA with other sports, with other athletes, it helps all of us in the long run. Are you planning on visiting the Mike Tyson ranch, his marijuana ranch that he's always going on about?
Well, I've been to the ranch headquarters. I've actually, a lot of people don't know, that brand, Mike Tyson's brand, is basically a combination of products. So they've got Dwink, which is a CBD water, which is Mike Tyson's play on drink, Dwink, responsibly. And he's got the copper gel, which I was part of for the team that launched that brand, which is like almost like an icy hot, but some CBD and some copper involved. Then they've got their marijuana, and I'm not a big avid smoker myself, but the CBD products are incredible for me. So I've been to the headquarters, but I haven't been to the actual ranch. If I get a chance, I'm going.
Is there a misconception about you that you're a pothead because of the whole California surfer gimmick? Does that ever follow you around?
Yeah, it's a big misconception, and it's funny because people assume that I smoke a lot of weed, and honestly, I'm not against people that are doing it. I'm a very busy guy, and for me, some people can function well, and Joe Rogan will go at bat and go crazy on people that don't love smoking weed, and I'm like, Joe, it takes practice to do what you guys do, man. I can't function. I've smoked on occasion, and I'm out. I'm not functional. I mean, so for me, it's been very rare in my life that I've used the recreational. done it on occasion, but I've got such a busy schedule, and I do not function well. I'm not an active, functioning marijuana smoker.
You made your emphatic return to MMA, UFC Sacramento, knocking out Ricky Simone. I hear a rumor that Henry Cejudo has a fight announcement tomorrow that he's going to make. Do you have a fight announcement to make tomorrow?
I'm fighting Henry Cejudo, if they'll let me.
Okay. Will it into existence, man. Shit. You said if the Cejudo fight doesn't happen, there are other fights that make sense to you. You mentioned Dillashaw in the past. Are there any other fighters you see in the division that you could take on next should the Cejudo thing not pan out?
Not really. I have to give it some thought. Those are two fights that sound interesting. Now, Frankie he's dropped down to the weight class. I went up just because I was bored and went up to 145s and fought him in the Philippines because it sounded like fun, and I was trying to chase the excitement of what I was doing. A rematch with him, of course, that's always a possibility. But those are three names. Aljamain, he's in the mix. He's getting some clout. I actually like Aljamain quite a bit. But I don't know. We'll see. Sean Shelby came stumbling around here and said, "I got this amazing fight for you." Blah, blah. And I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Amazing fight." And he told me, I'm like, "That's not an amazing fight, man." I said, "Talk to me tomorrow in the morning."
So, if you're not into the fight, can you tell me what the fight proposal was?
No.
All right, fair enough. Got a dick. As we wrap up, I talked to Josh Emmett recently. We had a really, really nice conversation about, how his childhood and some of the things he's gone through early in his life have translated to the sort of zero fear attitude that he has in the cage. He's poised to make a title shot right now. I'm wondering, who do you think in Team Alpha Male is closest to getting that title shot right now?
Skill set wise, there's a lot of guys in the running. And title shots, I think guys that are ready right now, if Cody Garbrandt can stay healthy and stay focused, he's always there for a title shot. Song Yadong, unsung hero. That guy is a killer. If you haven't seen Song Yadong fight, 4 fights in the UFC, 3 of which he got, bonuses, $50,000 bonuses, and he's 21 years old, maybe 22 years old now. He could be very close with 1 or 2 fights. Myself, I could be very close. Or if Henry, Henry called me out, I called him back out. If he doesn't get pushed around, we could fight. But as far as the 45-pounders go, Andre Touchy-Feely and Josh Emmett are both guys that are on the rise and can be looking for that title. And Josh he's such a quiet guy. It takes so much longer for a guy like Emmett to get his opportunity in the UFC and then to get his title shot because he's not a big talker, but he delivers. He can knock guys out. And you saw Feely's last fight. He looked amazing. I mean, that looked like it was like he called and said, "Hey, what strike you gonna throw?" Okay, well, I'm gonna hit you with a right hand, right kick right afterwards. I mean, that was a beautiful shot. So those 2 guys right now stand out at the 145-pound division for us, and we got a lot more guys in the room too.
As we wrap up, last one for you, and I thank you for your time. Paige VanZant, obviously you guys have a close relationship. You've worked with her in the gym a lot in the past. What is it like here? She was serving on the commentary team. What is it like where you're not in a sort of coach-student environment, but you're more colleagues in this? How is that chemistry like? Man,
we've had a lot of different relationships throughout the time of knowing Paige. She was a girl that walked in from Reno before she was in the UFC and just, came with us, and I saw her get throw down with a 14-year-old. It was, they were going at it like this kid who's a bodybuilder now, but and then she was somebody that earned her way in the UFC, then became a real student. We were managing her for a while, and she was on the team for a while. But at this point, we're just friends, and now she's working here for the organization, and it's good, man. She's always pleasant to be around. She's in a good place. I feel bad for her with her arm, but I know she's a master of coming back from adversity, and I think she'll do really well.
Do you know if there's ever been an active UFC Hall of Famer who's also a UFC champion?
I know one that could be. He's Handsome Devil. He just turned 26 after his last fight.
Urijah Faber, man, it's great to have you back in the mix. Congrats on everything you're doing, and I look forward to the next time we can chat.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.